Hey, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. As always, it's really great to see you. You know, it's been a busy week already.
Already. Today we heard the latest inflation numbers. We also have been getting a lot of commentary on the latest mortgage interest rates. And we had the latest housing data, which we cover the 10 counties that we call Northern Virginia.
Yeah, a lot of data. It's only about halfway through the month, and a lot of data has been released. So let's go ahead and get started with the housing statistics. Now, these are through, of course, the end of June of 2025. So at the end of June, the median sold price was 720,000.
Yes, and this is down 1.7% from the previous month, which is the end of May, and it's actually down 0.7 from the previous year. So again, it's not the greatest news, but they're not terribly off.
Yeah, not too terribly. Still holding,
Pretty
relatively
steady.
strong, right? The number of homes sold in June was 3,023.
And this is up 2.3% from the previous month and up 6.6% from the previous year. Again, that's really good news for activity.
Yeah, strong showing. The number of days on the market, and of course, this is the number of days as a property goes on the market active until it goes under contract. And in June, that was 19 days.
And this is up 4 days from the previous month and up 6 days from the previous year. So again, we're not seeing that rapid going under contract happening. It's just taking a little bit longer.
It's starting to be a little steady increase, like a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there.
For sure.
But still not outrageous. Of course, I can tell the stories of the 45 days, the 90 days and more, but you don't want to hear about those stories.
For sure.
All right, the number of homes for sale at the end of June was 4,290.
This is down 5% from the previous month and actually still up 50% from the previous year. So it really shows you that time when we were suffering from low inventory, how much better we actually are today.
50% is considered a humdinger for sure. That's an amazing increase. And as you guys remember, last month we had a very similar number on the increase as well. So obviously that inventory is continuing to increase, right?
Sure.
Yeah, we also, we don't talk about them in these four categories, but a couple of others that came up I thought were interesting. And as you compare the number of listings, okay, of course, that was the homes sold we just talked about, 50%. But interestingly enough, the number of new listings was down from May. Now, that's not surprising because May is that increasing spring market. It was down 15.3% from May, but it also was down from a year ago at 1.6. Now, that's not dramatic.
Huge.
But it is an interesting statistic. So it's something to consider that, as we look at this marketplace, as we continue to see energy on the number of homes sold, we're going to continue to need the listing inventory in order to keep fueling that gain, right?
Correct, for sure. And I was actually watching the buyer demand that Bright MLS shows, and what they look at are the number of showing requests that agents are putting in for their clients.
That's a great number.
And they analyze different areas. And it was always interesting out of the 10 counties that, of course, the ones closer to Washington, D.C., the Arlingtons, Alexandras, are always higher in demand. But as you head out west, you're seeing Loudoun County actually split in two, so that the cities closest east are actually in higher demand. And in Prince William, it's kind of spread out. So the Woodridge and Manassas areas are much more in demand than the other areas. But all of this together, it shows what a really complex market we're in right now.
Yeah, as we talk about, it's not only zip code by zip code, but it's neighborhood by neighborhood. And as you have often said, sometimes even street by street. Right. Well, let's do the CPI numbers as well. So at 8:30 this morning, the new CPI, that's of course the Consumer Price Index, was released. That index was actually up this month. So as you remember, it was 2.4% over last year in 24. This month's report, and that would be the number through June, of course, would be 2.7.
Yes.
So that was a bit of an increase. Of course, the talk in the town all throughout the day would be that we have a federal funds rate announcement here at the kind of the latter part of July. people were anticipating there may be a change. There may be a lowering of the federal funds rate. A lot of the pundits today said, that may not happen. If the chair and the committee start seeing these inflation numbers go up, they may stop and wait until September. Of course, there's a break in August. Maybe they'll do it in September. They're promising 2 more this year. So if they don't do it in July, there's going to be a couple probably back to back, maybe in the fall.
Yes, that would be nice. But all indications is that people continue to spend. I was reading a great article about Amazon Prime Days and the amount of money that they made in just a couple of days. People are spending, not necessarily on housing right now, but definitely I think that affects them not rushing to bring the prices, the mortgage interest rates down anytime soon.
Yeah, exactly. And so certainly, I mean, when we talk about interest rates, we're talking about pretty much yes, kind of flat line, right?
For sure. We're seeing it stay between 6.7 and 6.9%. The lowest it's been this year was back in March. And I believe that number was around 6.5%. And the highest it's been was in April when it reached over that 7%. It was around a 7.1, 7.2%. So for the most part, we're in an in-between phase where it's just going to hover here. And again, unless the feds do something, we may see a change because like we always say, when the feds drop the consecutively for 5 reports, it did very little to change the mortgage interest rates.
Remember, they actually went up.
They actually went up, and that's when they were reaching 7%. So I think people have to get accustomed to the new numbers. And what we're seeing is that they are. The buyers who are able to get out there, secure their loans, are the ones shopping. They're being very discerning on the properties. They want good condition. They want it showing well. They don't want to do any work when they get into that home. But at the same time, there are a lot of buyers, unfortunately, who have just decided that they're out of the running for this season.
Yeah, we're still seeing good activity at open houses. We're certainly seeing activity with regard to the interest and inquiries that Denise and I are seeing, and other agents within our firm and other agents within the area, the Northern Virginia area. So there's still a lot more summer left. I mean, again, if you're sitting there on the couch waiting for the fall market, don't, because it is still very active, Yes. So please let us know if there's anything we can do to help you out. Of course, we're always grateful that you tune in each week, and we hope the information that we bring you is always proving to be valuable.
Yes, the whole idea is to get you to reach out to us and let us know how we can help you. We know everybody's situation is very different. And if you're in a situation where you have to move, whether it's a job location or you have people moving into your home or you have people moving out your home and you need to downsize, all those areas, we just want you to know that we're here for you.
Yeah, we are. Well, until next week, we'll look forward to seeing you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.